My daughter Lily came home from her father's weekend with hair stuck to the shoulders of her pink sweater. At first I thought it was lint. Then she stepped under the porch light, and I saw that the braid she had grown for 3 years was gone. Lily would not look at me. She kept touching the back of her neck like she was checking whether the rest of her was still there. My ex-husband Tyler stood by his car and said, "Before you start, it was just hair." Men who say just hair rarely mean just anything. Tyler's wife Marissa leaned out the passenger window and smiled. She said Lily needed something more manageable. She said long hair made children vain. Lily's eyes filled with tears, and Tyler told her not to make her stepmother feel bad after a nice gesture. The recital was in 6 days. Lily had been practicing with a ribbon woven through that braid because her grandmother had taught her how to tie it. That braid was not fashion to her. It was memory, discipline, and one small part of her body adults had not argued over yet. My mother called before Lily finished crying. Tyler had already told her I was making a haircut into a custody weapon. My father said girls survived worse. I asked if Lily had been asked. He said children did not always know what was best for them. I opened the co-parenting app and wrote one sentence. Who authorized the haircut? Tyler replied that Marissa had handled it because I was too attached to controlling appearances. He used the word controlling twice. He always did when he needed me to defend myself instead of my child. Lily whispered the salon name after dinner. She said Marissa told the stylist I had approved a summer cut. Lily tried to say no, but Marissa squeezed her shoulder and told her not to embarrass the family in public. I wrote down every word before anger could blur it. The salon opened at 9. I was there at 9:03. The receptionist remembered them because Lily cried in the chair. She could not give me private customer information, but she could print the public service receipt when I showed custody paperwork. Marissa's name was on the payment. The stylist came out with a face that told me she had replayed the appointment all night. She said Marissa insisted she was a parent. She said Lily kept asking for a trim, not a cut. Then she wrote a short statement and apologized to a child who was not there to hear it. She also gave me a small sealed bag. Inside was part of Lily's braid, saved because the stylist thought a parent might want it. I held that bag in my car and cried harder than I had cried during the divorce. Some losses are small enough for people to mock. When I told Tyler I had the receipt, he became polite. That was always the warning sign. He wrote that everyone needed to calm down and avoid legal escalation. Marissa posted a photo of Lily's new haircut in the family chat with a heart over Lily's face. My mother shared the photo to my aunt and wrote that Lily looked modern now. I stared at that message until my vision blurred. They were not debating hair. They were debating whether my daughter was allowed to own a no. Lily's dance teacher called that afternoon. Lily had asked to skip the recital because everyone would know. The teacher did not push. She wrote a note explaining the costume requirement, the braid practice, and Lily's sudden withdrawal. It was not dramatic. It was useful. My lawyer spread the receipt, stylist statement, app messages, and dance teacher note across her desk. Then she asked if Tyler had joint decision-making for grooming or activities. I said yes, because I had once believed adults would not use a child's body as a message board. That night, Marissa sent a voice note through Tyler's phone. She said Lily needed to learn that beauty did not come from hair. Then she laughed and said, maybe I needed to learn that too. I saved the file before Tyler deleted it from the app. We filed an emergency motion for decision-making boundaries. Tyler called it insane. My father called it expensive. My mother said court would make me look bitter. I said bitter is what adults call a mother when evidence interrupts the family story. Lily drew herself that week with no mouth. The therapist asked whether she wanted the judge to know anything. Lily said she wanted people to stop touching her when she said no. I wrote that sentence in my notebook and had to put the pen down. The hearing room smelled like old carpet and coffee. Tyler arrived in a gray suit. Marissa wore pearls and looked wounded before anyone spoke. My parents sat behind them. I placed Lily's ribbon beside my folder and let the silence do what shouting never could. Tyler's lawyer called it a trim. Marissa nodded sadly. She said Lily had seemed excited. She said I used femininity to control my daughter. My lawyer asked whether a trim usually removed 12 inches. Marissa blinked like math had betrayed her. Then the Salon receipt reached the judge. It listed a full restyle, not a trim. It listed Marissa as the paying adult. The stylist's statement came next. The room changed as the judge read the part where Lily said no, and Marissa told her not to embarrass the family. The voice note played through my lawyer's speaker. Marissa's laugh sounded smaller in court than it had in my kitchen. My mother looked at her hands. My father stared straight ahead. Tyler whispered Marissa's name, but he had chosen this room before I did. The judge asked Tyler one question. Why did your daughter not feel allowed to refuse? Tyler said he had not known, she cried. My lawyer opened the app messages where I asked for an explanation, and he called me controlling. He stopped looking at the judge. The temporary order changed before lunch. No non-medical grooming changes without written consent from both parents. No sharing photos of Lily without her permission. Marissa could not take Lily to appointments, salons, or activities alone. Tyler's extra weekend request was denied. Lily performed anyway. Her hair was shorter than every other girl's, and she wore the ribbon around her wrist. When she came off stage, she asked if she looked okay. I told her she looked like someone who had been heard. People kept saying it was only hair. It was not. It was consent, memory, and control wrapped into one braid adults thought they could cut without consequence. The receipt did not bring the hair back. It brought the room back to the child who owned it.